All right, the next series I want to talk about is Raptors Sixers. Now, coming into the playoffs, when I saw this was going to be the matchup, this was the one that I was like, yo, I could feel an upset.
Yeah.
But it's everyone's trendy upset pick is Raptors to beat the Sixers. Now, Thibault can't play in Canada because of the vaccine stuff. The big storyline for me is Harden and his legacy. Yeah. It's on the line, bro.
On the line? So, like, if he doesn't win, like, what happens?
Not if he doesn't win, but I think you make that trade to get to the finals at least, right? Because you've gotten to the second round with this core of the Embiid guys, right? But I think you make this move, especially Daryl Morey, who he's anti-process, right? Like that dude wants established stars, get rid of these draft picks, and Harden's his guy going back to Houston. But I feel like you make this move, and if you're Harden, I've been on record so many times saying that dude just disappears in the playoffs. 4 for 18, 5 for 22.
You saw what Jalen Rose said the other day?
What did he say?
He was like, his scoring totals, like his shooting, looks like tour dates. Instead of like, you know, like the MVP numbers. Yeah. So he like shoot like 4 for 16, 4 for 17.
He really does, man. And the reason why I'm so adamant about that is not only is it factual, it's also I've lost mad money on Harden in the playoffs with the Rockets, like all the time. And he just has these performances, even going back to the Thunder throughout his time with the Rockets. I'll give him a pass last year because he was hurt. I feel like his best playoff performance was that game that he came back and he was hobbled in the Bucks series, and they won that game where he played like 40 minutes on the hamstring. He in that game too, he shot like 2 of 11, whatever it was. But you just needed to be out there so Durant could do this thing. Just be a decoy. So I respect him for that. But as far as like production, when the time comes and it's playoff time, he's a dude who just doesn't deliver, man. Yeah.
But I have faith in the Sixers for this series. Like I'm not the biggest Sixers fan at all. But Embiid. He's like the biggest difference maker in that
35
series.
And 15 is probably
beast. Like who's gonna stop him? Like I know they have like all these like big guys like wings. You got like Scotty Barnes over there. You have
but you ain't
Siakam, but you're not stopping him.
Nah,
Like that time, like they had Kawhi, and that's when it was like he's unguardable. Like you can't stop him. But they don't have that guy anymore. And like someone like Maxey, you have Tobias. I know Thibault is gonna be out during the games in Toronto, but like when they back in Philly. So I think the series goes to 6. So Sixers.
Interesting, because then that means that game will be in Toronto, and then you won't have Thibault there too. Wow, yeah. You know, Embiid's gonna get his. We know that, and that's my favorite thing about the playoffs. Like I don't like to make picks on the regular season, like game to game and betting. But I love like betting in series, betting in the playoffs, because you know like Durant's playing 40 minutes, bro. There ain't no resting for the next 2. It's like, nah, you're running these guys to the ground, so you know what to expect. So I feel like the big names usually deliver. So I feel like Embiid's gonna get his and do his. I like Maxey a lot, man. I think he's been a blessing for them. And it was interesting. There was a team that was gonna trade for Harden, but they wanted.
Maxey.
They wanted Maxey too. They wanted Maxey in that deal. No, not Harden. Excuse me. There was another deal that the Sixers were. I think it was for CJ maybe, or maybe like the Dame rumors at the beginning of the year. And Philly was adamant, like, yo, Maxey's 21, 22 years old. He's still young. And a couple of games ago, he had like 30. And you're like, oh shit, where'd this come from?
Yeah, I'm pissed because I had him in my fantasy team like to start off the season, and like. He had some, like, you know, he fumbled a bit, and then I dropped him. And then as soon as I dropped him, that's when he picked up his play. Right? I was like, damn.
That's the worst, bro. And and you kind of know that that's going to happen, too. Like, once you let him go, that first game, he drops 20, you're like, fuck. And then he's dropping 30 and going off. But to me, I really think it's a Harden legacy thing, man. Not just this series. Like, yo, the headlines, bro, you work for SI. Headlines are going to be crazy if the Raptors do beat them. Because think about, like, Doc Rivers. Historically has had some bad outings.
He's definitely going to be gone if he loses.
He's also blown the most 3-1 leads in NBA playoff history.
Yeah.
So you got that. You got the process being blown up with like Daryl Morey. You got the Harden thing. And B's going to be tight. Like, yo, I just put an MVP season. Like, is this what I'm going to be? Just a beast in the regular season and getting bounced? So I think Harden's legacy is on the line in this series. And in the rest of the playoffs, like, you got to get at least to the conference finals, bare minimum. And if you go out in the conference finals, it got to be like like
you have to be dominant.
Yeah, it got to be like some game winner in Game 7 that goes down, like what happened with Kawhi. You know, like it got to be a heartbreaking loss for me to validate this Harden move.
Like they should win. They have to. Like he's facing a lot of pressure. I'm trying to like run through like a list of guys who's like facing it, and he's up there.
I think he's number one.
Yeah, he has to be
because of the trade that was made, and just the way he handled himself in Brooklyn. Like this guy was so
the way he handled himself in Houston,
everywhere. Yeah. Like that's lame, bro. You're just gonna not show up to play because you're not. He wasn't hurt.
I always laugh at the video of him like right after he got traded. He was like running up the steps in
the
arena. It was like, all right, that hamstring.
Yeah, that's fine. Hamstring is fine now, right? Dylan was going off. Our guy Dylan, he's a Nets fan. He's like, yeah, look at him go. He's like, yo, he sent me some picture and he looks slim. He's like, where was this?
Exactly.
So I think Toronto's a fun matchup because Toronto's really good defensively. Scotty Barnes to me is Rookie of the Year. I would give him the vote because Rookie of the Year, historically, it's an award where like stats kind of drive it. So team success, it don't really matter. But like Scotty Barnes, both ends of the floor, playing over 30 minutes for a team that he needed to be playing for them too. And he kind of grew up like throughout the season. And he got better and better each month.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that pick. Personally, I have Evan Mobley because he's like just been consistent like throughout the whole year, and I think he's gonna be a beast. But
I think it's them two and Cade.
Yeah, for sure. Like you can't go wrong with any of those picks at all. Like this whole draft class has been special. So yeah, you can't go wrong.
Well, you got this series playing out.
I'm gonna go Sixers 6, but it's gonna be competitive. Like the Raptors have like that 6-man, at Jurassic Park in Toronto. Like that fan base is gonna be tough. But I think Embiid and Harden pull it out.
Well, they better hope they do because the media is not going to be kind to them.
I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith going off on Harden.
Everybody's going to be going off, and rightfully so too. Like this is the bed that you made. So if it don't work out, that's going to be a you problem, So again, I was coming into this wanting to pick the Raptors in 6, but everybody's on it. It's a little concerning. Yeah. I think Philly wins it in 6 also.